What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I'll put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled My Thoughts on the Revolt TV Summit. So I was listening to it while I was at work today, and I got to like the 58-minute mark. And at that point, that's when I shut it off. So whatever happened after that, that's not what I'm talking about because I don't know. Some good things, some bad things. Just my thoughts. First thing I noticed, the crowd did not even know how to clap for the guests coming onto the stage. And it's difficult to have a political conversation when the crowd doesn't even know that etiquette to, when the host got to tell y'all, give it up, kind of mean clap for the people. That's a problem. The second thing, you know what? I appreciate all the guests because they had even friends had opposing views and ideologies, which is very much so necessary in our community. And this is the issue that I was having when I was listening. Because you don't like somebody, that does not mean that they aren't right. Killer Mike spoke on Candace Owens' behalf early on and told people to chill out because they didn't like Candace Owens. But everything that she said, as he put it, Farrakhan been saying the same thing the last 25 years. So when she says it, oh my God, she's a conservative, she's a Republican, boo. But if Farrakhan said the same thing, speak truth to power, brother. That's a problem. That's a big problem. Because you can only take truth from people that you like. Now, because you can only take truth from people you like, you'll let bull slide from people that you like. Now, ironically, one of the things people talk about T.I. asking Candace Owens, when was America great? And she couldn't answer. But honestly, one of the reasons she couldn't answer because Tip kept interrupting her. And the crowd kept, if you think somebody gonna hang themselves, let them talk to do it. But Killer Mike answered so eloquently about it, like, 7 years after the Civil War, that's when America was great for us. Because see, the question, was really, when was America great for black people? But nobody finished the last part of the sentence or the question. Now, I got to backtrack and say this. I know people, when you're young, college students, young adults, they get involved in the process. T.I. said something very important. He said, we got to start getting these kids involved in this process when they're young. You don't just get to turn 18 and start voting, because this is where what I think the revolt is a good thing in general for quote unquote the youth. But this is the bad thing about it. When you look globally, so this includes black people in different places who normally have political discussions are people who are like 35 and up. Maybe 30 and up. But 35 and up. When it comes to our community, the youth gonna do it. Nobody ever asked the question why they keep asking the youth to do it in our community, but all of the 30 plus people are doing it, 30 to all the way to 80, or when you see political debates. parents, grandparents, great grandparents, aunts, uncles. That's usually, people who have property or things to pass on to the next generation, or the people who are concerned about these things. People who pay taxes. Because when T.I. was talking about the tax benefits and capital gains tax, Candace Owens probably knew what he was talking about. The vast majority of the crowd didn't. Because you're young. You don't have... It's not the fact that, a lot of people don't have money in America. A lot of people aren't rich like T.I. is rich in America. The vast majority of Americans aren't. But the vast majority of Americans don't know somebody who hip them to the information behind the curtain, like capital gains tax. And what that has to do with gentrification and these promise type programs. If you don't have money to write off your taxes, then you don't know nobody talking about. Stocks, real estate, those type of things. But because the crowd is young, who knows? Now, the other thing that struck me was politics is serious talk. And I know you gotta make it for the crowd. Too many cookout references. It's like the potato salad. Now, if you're having a serious conversation about politics, and this is why I cut it off at like 58 minutes, because whatever the young brother was, he was like, this man, I'm inspired. I got a vibe. It's like the potato salad you was talking about earlier. How you go from gentrification to potato salad? That's not a good look. But I get it. Now, one of the things that came out that I very much so enjoyed about it is, see, people are so concerned about politics being a movement and a vibe and blah, blah, blah. Politics is not about inspiration. It's about getting things done. And that's the disconnect that I see a lot of people have, is get involved in politics. With no agenda. If you don't have an agenda, you have no reason in politics, because politics is about using your political leverage to get things done. Not about, I'm empowered. I feel good. Let's talk about power. Let's talk about the feeling. It's not the feeling that gets stuff done. It's the plan. And you have to have the plan before you get in the position. This is why they ask people, what is your platform? What is your agenda? What is your plan? What are you going to do if we give you the access to this amount of power? But whatever. The other thing, having a black community discussion that keeps, the black women are the most important. You cannot have a black community discussion when you keep bringing up just the black women's part. And when you bring up the black men's part, you can't have a discussion with getting brothers out of jail, getting brothers off of, not making sure they don't get charged for weed. You're only speaking to a demographic of criminal-minded people. What about the vast majority of the rest of the brothers? You're worried about the wrong demographic first. Let's worry about the brothers who catch BS charges for weed. Let's worry about the brothers who aren't getting educated properly, who are getting discriminated against even in the skilled trades, which Killer Mike brought up the skilled trades. Let's worry about those folks. You know, so I mean, it's 10 minutes in. So ultimately, I did like it. But and one quick other thing, you do realize when rappers get involved, usually Republicans win. Just so y'all, and rappers got a vested interest in Republicans winning because they get tax breaks, because they're rich. I'm just saying. And on top of that, there was one part where T.I. said, Trump is an opportunist. And he doesn't like his vibe because he's an opportunist. And then somebody's like racist, and he's like racist and opportunist. And I'm like, T.I., you fashioned yourself as a drug dealer. You're an opportunist. You got a crack museum. That's racist than a motherfucker. You and Trump ain't really that different in presentation. But people, if you like somebody, you like them. You don't even think about that part. But everybody, the vast majority of them were opportunists and agenda driven. So I'm glad the discussion is set. And I'm hoping that we can have more of these discussions where you can see people don't think the same, but we do have, everybody can be right, but we have to bring that together for a solid plan. Which I appreciate Killer Mike for saying that also. I'm done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.